And coming to you live all across the land, it's time for Charlie Platt and the Dirt Road Sports Show. It is November the 17th, 2022, and we're glad you're joining us tonight right here live on Facebook and YouTube land for Charlie Platt and the Dirt Road Sports Show. We got a great show lined up for you tonight. I don't know what all we're going to do, don't know what all we're going to say, but we're going to have a good time while we do it. We're going to laugh a little bit. We might say a few things serious, but we're going to have a great time here tonight. And we want to thank you for inviting us into your home, into your automobile, into your fishing boat. If you're riding on a four-wheeler, coon hunting, or whatever you do and watching Charlie Platt and the Dirt Road Sports Show, we're just thankful that you're doing that. Guys, want to give a big shout out right now to remind you, I'll do it all throughout the show. Next week is Thanksgiving, so there will be no live show next Thursday night. No live show on Thanksgiving night, and we want to just tell everybody to have a happy Thanksgiving. But we're coming to you live tonight the 17th. How about doing us a favor? If you're watching on Facebook right now, if you don't mind, if you'd hit the like button and hit the share button so that you can share our broadcast on your page, kind of lets everybody know that you're a fan of Charlie Platt and the Dirt Road Sports Show, and also broadcast our show on your page to a broader audience. Again, we welcome you to our show tonight. And we're coming to you live from our studio right here in Enterprise, Georgia, our studio in Thompsontown, Georgia, our studio at Flamingo Boulevard, Georgia, and our studio at the old fairgrounds at the Gray Hodges Park in Dothan, Alabama. We're coming to you live all across the great United States of America and in foreign countries where it's legal for us to broadcast. We're live tonight in all 57 states, 5 foreign countries, 4 sunken islands, and even broadcasting live in the great state and country of Baker County, Georgia. And we welcome all of our Baker County folks to the broadcast tonight. And ladies and gentlemen, if by chance, because we won't be live next Thursday night, if you'd like to catch us live other than on, no, it won't be live. It'll be a rerun. If you want to catch the rerun, we won't be live. Let me get it together here. If you want to catch our rerun on national syndicated television, you can do that Tuesday night. We'll be immediately following the annual turkey pardoning at the White House, the annual turkey pardoning. And this year, believe it or not, there will be 2 turkeys pardoned. President Biden will pardon 2 turkeys this year. One will be the traditional Thanksgiving turkey. The other will be his son, Hunter Biden. And
what channel is going to be on?
Pardon, it'll be on network television, and we will follow that with a rerun. All right, guys. Are y'all ready for this? Y'all ready for this?
I've been waiting for this all week.
You need to be ready.
Where we at?
Very first time. We're on 117 and 1/16 inch TV tonight.
Whoa! Is that the biggest ever?
It could be. It's 117 and 1/16 inch. Here we go. We are at Sister Terry Joe's. Turkey necks and trimmings. Turnip green flavored ice cream. Tire recapping for wheelbarrows and children's wagons. And nude tap dancing in Tumbleton, Alabama.
Woo!
What was that woman's name again?
Sister Terry Joe.
Terry Joe. Okay.
You know,
That's a sister. That could be.
I might have to bow out early because that's just about 15 minutes away from me. I think I'm gonna run up. What time they close, Marvin?
Lord, I got a cousin named Terry Joe, and that sounds just like all the stuff she do on top of that. She's a Pentecostal preacher.
I knew it.
Now that might make this short list. I don't know if that might do away with Floyd's short list. Pentecostal preachers that tap dance in the nude.
In public. Hey, no different what the Pentecostal preachers do in private.
But we want to give a big shout out to Sister Terry Joe. She's got turkey neck and trimmings, turnip green flavored ice cream, tire recapping for your wheelbarrows or your children's wagons, and nude tap dancing in Tumbleton, Alabama. And we thank them for being our sponsor tonight. And we want to thank you, all of you fine folks out there that are watching us tonight. Again, we appreciate you and want to wish you and your family a happy Thanksgiving coming up this week. Don't forget, hit the like button, hit the share button if you're watching us on Facebook, so that we can broadcast. You can broadcast our broadcast on your Facebook page. Again, guys, welcome tonight to the show. We got a show in store for you. It's going to be a cool brisk one tonight. It's supposed to get down to about 29 degrees. We'll hear more about that coming up on Charlie's 7-day forecast a little bit later on in the program. But we just want to say welcome to you tonight. Charlie, take it away.
Well, you mentioned in your opening remarks, appreciate you watching, and we do. And you said folks that might be on the fishing boat or out coon hunting.
Yes, sir.
All I got to say is they mighty hungry if they out there fishing tonight.
Well,
they better have on some electric drawers.
And I want to get this straightened out before we start. I'm a little bit perturbed because I didn't get an invite to the big fiasco at lunch today. I think the Dirt Road Sports were present with the sheriff over there and the fishing preacher, which we hadn't heard from in a long time. And I could have come over and had lunch with y'all, but nobody sent me the memo on that. So
I didn't get it either. I just stumbled up on them. I went to get back there in the back having a powwow. So anyway, I went on back there and sat down with them. But I got my little stuff in my sack, my bag, and come on to the house. So don't worry, everything good. They good. They mean well. It's just one of them things. They just congregated. See, all of them, they stay in Colquitt all the time. They uptown all around the square and in the city limits and all the time.
They don't get out and about like you and I do then, right?
Well, we stay closer than they do. They get out and about. They have to. When you're a preacher, free will Baptist preacher, you get out in some places if you're a free will Baptist preacher. He refuses to come on the show, be a part of our show. So we made him famous. But anyway, that's okay.
He's working on his own project now, I guess. I don't know. Speaking of getting out and going places, let me do this first. Bob Moorhead, old buddy, used to be on my show quite a bit, retired ag teacher up at Skipperville High School, or at G.W. Long in Skipperville. Skipperville is celebrating his, I think, 74th or 75th birthday today. So happy birthday, Bob. And hello to Lee Scott, who's just up the road up there from Bob. Good folks that watch us in Dale County, and they're both with us tonight. Speaking of getting out and going places, I guess y'all know, you folks over, ain't seen none of y'all over in Dothan this week since Saturday, and hadn't heard that any of y'all have been here. And I'm sure it's because you're worried about maybe getting shot at if you come down Main Street in Dothan, Alabama. Well, it's
Charlie, how long has the NPF parade been going on? Is it 70 years?
70. The whole festival has been going on about 74, 75. It's getting close to 75 years. But this is what our society has come to. You can't go anywhere anymore without doing what Floyd will tell you at the end of the show tonight. And I'm going to tell you at the front of the show, be prepared if you get out in public. As a fellow used to say, have the difference with you, because they've got their arms. And these 15-year-old to 22 to 23-year-olds, that seems to be their way of settling things now, is just pull out a gun and start shooting. And it's a sad, sad day in our society when you can't go to a parade. You can't go anywhere without that being on your mind. And that's what we've come to. And it's I don't think it's going to get any better. I think it's going to get worse. So be prepared. Now, if you want to come visit us, come before the first of the year, because Meemaw's law goes into effect on January 1. And Meemaw wants everybody to have a gun and tote it. It don't matter if you're a mental patient. It don't matter what you are. You now in the state of Alabama, January 1st, have the right to tote a gun. It's something that I kind of understand where people are coming from. That's our right. We don't need to have to pay a $5 to $20 fee to carry a gun concealed during the year. But what that fee does, it helps. It helped. It's the thing of the past now. It helped our sheriff's department buy vehicles, buy equipment. But most of all, you had to undergo kind of a background check. Just everybody wasn't authorized to have a gun on them. Y'all hear what I'm saying? Because some of these folks don't need to have permission to have a gun and go around. I think people should be vetted a little bit before they have that right. But in Alabama, from now on, starting January 1, anybody can carry a concealed weapon. I guess unless you're a convicted felon or something like that. I can do it in Alabama, but I can't come across the Georgia line. If I want to come to Georgia.
Yeah, you can. We do the same thing.
Oh, yeah.
That law's been, we've been had that law.
Yeah, we got that law on the law.
But as an Alabama citizen, I can't come over there without a permit.
That's right. You got to have a permit to cross the state line.
Yeah, most of the time you need a permit to cross that river anyhow. You
exactly. And to go to Florida or any other state. So I think there's going to be a lot of confusion about it. And I think there's going to be a lot of problems with it when it all kicks in Alabama. Because I think folks think they can just go anywhere they want to go, but they can't. And
well, hey, Troy Howard's out watching in California tonight. He's on a truck run, and he said he's got his with him in California. Don't leave home without it. You don't care what the state law says.
I agree.
Would you want to go to California without a gun?
No.
You don't even want to go with a gun. You don't even want to go with a gun, do you?
I'm not going to California.
I ain't got no plans to go. I may have to go, but I ain't got no plans to go.
But we need to pray for this nation and what's going on in it, because what we used to hear about in Chicago and Atlanta and all the major suspect cities is at home now. Mm-hmm. It's not just Dothan. It's happened in Blakely, Georgia. It's happened in Opp, Alabama. Every community has had one of these stupid, senseless shootings. And they keep going on and on and on. And some folks need to put the foot down and stop it. I don't know if it can be stopped, but it could be calmed down a good bit. From what
the difference now, I mean, there's always been folks shooting at these juke joints and all that kind of stuff. They've been shooting, but the difference now is they got them a 13-shot 9mm hollow point. Used to they'd have maybe the biggest one they'd have would be a 32 Smith & Wesson. It'd have 5 rounds in it, 32. Mostly be 22 short or 22 long, where you could shoot him, and it wouldn't blow his foot off. But now you blow his foot off, but used to they'd shoot one another. You shoot somebody in the foot. You wouldn't try to shoot him between the eyes. You just shoot him in the foot. Really
exactly.
You just want to make a example. I know one time I was in the hospital back in 1977. I had been in a car wreck, bad car wreck. Christmas Eve night, 1977. I was laid up in the hospital. And they come in there. I've been in there, I don't know, 3 or 4 days, a week or so, whatever. I don't know. Nadine staying with me day and night, seeing Adam. I broke up. Coming in, I was farming then. I had this gentleman working for me on the farm. His name was Walter Squirrely Nelson was his name. He and I grew up together. Good friend of mine. Anyway, they come in there in my room. It's about 2 o'clock in the morning now, because it don't matter when you're in the hospital and laid up in the hospital with a body cast on. It don't matter what time it is. Time is meaningless. Trust me. I'm laying up in there. I'm laying up in there in my bed, taking pain pills. They giving me morphine, everything, you know.
That's what.
Shit, I know them. I know all of them. They come in there and said, Billy said, he's a fella in the emergency room. Said he works for you. I said, who is? What's his name? They said, Walter Nelson. I said, Squilly? And they said, I don't know about that, but it's Walter Nelson. I said, what happened to him? I said, did he in a car wreck? He said, no, said he's been shot. And he said that you was gonna pay his bill. I said, I'm recovering. I'm recovering from a painful accident. Morphined up, body cast, the whole deal. He said, I said, how did he get here? They said, they brought him in a car. I said, where is he shot? They said he's shot in the foot. I said, the foot? I said, is he going to live or die if y'all send him home? They said, well, I said, we can send him home. We put some methylate on it and wrap it up and send him home. I said, send him home. But he had got shot in the foot with a 22 short, which was about, wasn't nothing to that. Anyway, it felt like a splinter in his foot, But I said, send him home and bring me some more morphine.
if you laid up in the bed like you say with a body cast on, morphine, all that pain medication, time don't mean nothing at all, does it?
Time don't mean that. Day, night, 2 o'clock in the morning, 2 o'clock in the evening. Meaningless.
Bring me some more.
Yeah.
Oh,
Lord, have mercy. Have mercy. But that's a true story. I know there ain't no way I can't make this stuff up. That's fact, 100% fact. True story. But he went on home. Went on home and got well. He went on and recovered. He can recover a heap quicker than I did. Let me put it like that.
oh me.
That's the difference in the weaponization that they have, man. It's crazy. They got all kind of automatic pistols and rifles and whatever in the world. If they can't shoot you, they'll stab you. They'll with a big knife. It ain't like a Barlow knife no more. Used to they have a Barlow knife. They'd be in a fighting or something like that, and they cut one another, and they'd be with a Barlow knife. Man, they got these big old. They stab folks and kill them, and chop their heads off, and all that kind of stuff. I tell you, man, we've come a long way, baby, since 1977.
Well, Floyd, it's all gonna work out for us. It's all gonna work out for us. Let me tell you why. We got a new man that started his first day on the job at the Capitol in Washington, D.C.
Go, buddy. Who?
That's some way to look to go represent the United States of America, now, ain't it?
That's the senator right there at the Capitol, with his wife.
That's right. I was looking at that picture, and I was thinking about the thing. The only thing he needs, and it would be perfect for him, he wouldn't even have to try out for it. Only thing he needs him a leather apron, a leather mask, and a chainsaw, and he would be perfect. That's all he needs.
So you saying he could do a remake of Texas Chainsaw Massacre
in a hurry?
That's all he needs. Y'all look at him. That's all he needs. Just a leather mask, a leather apron, and a chainsaw. Yeah. That'd be him.
Well, I don't know.
I want to go back to how does something like that get elected?
You get with dumb people, with absolutely insane people.
Yeah.
We've been talking about the election and all this kind of. Listen, America has spoke. They don't want any better than that. That's all they want.
Well, go back to what said. Don't want to go to California. I don't want to go to Pennsylvania for sure.
Oh, they crazy.
I don't want to leave.
Yeah, they're crazy.
Oh, did any of y'all watch? Anybody watch Nancy's speech from the House today?
It went off on my phone that she was about to speak, and that's when I threw my phone on over in the truck where it wouldn't go off no more.
I didn't watch it, but she spoke from the well and teared up a time or two.
I went and mowed the grass.
I got you.
Say somebody throwed her in a well.
No, she was speaking from the well.
Oh, okay.
But anyway, I got this picture. They got the reporters. You know, they was a passable reporters. Well, they followed her out and got a picture of her leaving the Capitol today.
Hey, that's her. Elvira.
That woman looks too sober to be Nancy.
Nancy couldn't ride no bicycle. I brought that money. There ain't no way she stay on no bicycle.
You know, we talk about this country in the shape. I saw a couple of things today on the news. It's really, I mean, we've talked about it before, but it's just bothering me. They do this transgender deal, and one of them, yeah, and y'all might have saw it. It was on this morning. There was a 14-year-old girl, and they was and this is at some high school. I think it was up in the Northeast somewhere. And I think the way this happens, this was they had under an opinion column, but I believe if I read it right, one of her classmates in the high school paper wrote this, and it told the story about this 14-year-old girl who had complained to a friend, and somebody overheard it, about a transgender female now being in their, I can't remember if it was volleyball, softball, whatever it was, dressing room. And how that this transgender was in there watching them undress. Said the first day they walked in, she thought she couldn't remember, but her shirt was off. And, you know, several of them was, and several of them was standing there in their underwear. And she asked this question. She said, I don't understand. She said, I was raised at home for my body to be private, even at home for my body to be private, for me to protect my body. And I was also raised at home that when something wasn't right or when I felt like I was not safe, that I was to say something. And she said, and when I said something, when I went to the co-principals and talked to them, here is what they told me. They told me that I was a bigot. They told me that I was a hater. They made her go to a circle counseling class. They suspended her from school. Her daddy was the soccer coach. They suspended him from school because she complained just to a friend, and somebody heard it, about this guy that had claimed girl that was in there in the dressing room with him. Now, I'm going to tell you something. I don't know. I can't remember where this is, but it's time for the rest of them parents to come down to that schoolhouse and have a reckoning day now. It's time to get that. That ain't right. That is not right. And they say, well, we got to stand up for transgender rights. What about that little girl's rights? What about that 14-year-old girl who apparently was raised maybe the way she was supposed to be? What about her rights?
Don't matter anymore.
She don't have any.
Does not matter anymore.
Let me go ahead, Charlie.
There's something else. Go ahead and finish this. There's something else I need to bring to the table that was presented to me tonight about what a school system is proposing to teach in this area within, I guess, 50 miles from where I'm sitting in southeast Alabama, that includes the Quran.
Well, listen, but and I'm gonna take my another step.
When
so
Thomas
I
came on board, I was on
got
the executive committee for Georgia Baptist.
Another article
they asked me if I would
that
be
I
the chairman
read to where there was another transgender female who could not make it. He struggled last year running cross country. He struggled in the boys category. In the male category, he struggled. So this year he came to the girl side and he is dominating it. Last year he finished in 72nd place. This year in the girls in the overall championship he finished 18th. But in some of the conference and the regional championships, in one of the championships had this this transgender's time being registered in the male race, he would have finished in 145th place. I'm sorry. He would have finished in 134th place, but he won. In the girls' race, he won first place.
That's why they're doing it.
Yeah, he's competing against these girls. Last year, if you totaled it out, if you took this year's totals and when they finished out the score, when it was all said and done, he finished 18th in the state. If it had been in the males, he would have finished 145th. So here's the issue. The parents cannot say anything. There's several of these girls who are competing for college scholarships, and now this rascal is coming in, and he is going to make their times look pathetic, and he's liable to wind up with a scholarship that these girls have worked, some of them seniors, have worked 4 years for, but yet the parents can't say one thing about it because they've already warned them if they say anything that they will be, what do you call it, canceled, and they'll be
what is it, Floyd? Tell him.
This kind of stuff.
Cancel culture.
Ain't right.
Cancel culture. And you're using the wrong word. You're using a word that does not exist, Queasel. You're using a word that is impossible for it to exist. Transgender. There's no such thing as a transgender. They are transvestites. They are frauds and they are cons. And all what is happening now to women's sports and women's rights, particularly all over the United States of America, they're being annihilated because of this mindset of these people. Where are all of you women's rights people? All of you now, the now National Organization of Women folks that spew all the time about women's rights, where are you? You're quiet. That's because you are frauds. You are phonies. You don't stand for anything other than the sound of your own voice. And I don't know where it's going to end. But there's no such thing as a transgender. That word does not exist. There's nobody can change their gender. You can't transport yourself from one gender to another. It's impossible. I've had this conversation before. Yeah. We've had it before. It's impossible. That's not a word. That's a non-existent word. They're transvestites, they're phonies, and they're frauds, and they're cons. They are conning the system.
Well, let me ask you this, Floyd. If the turtle had identified as the rabbit, would he have won the race?
He'd have won the race if he'd identified as a rabbit.
It goes against
the race, but you'd have had all the sympathy votes for the turtle.
Mm-hmm. It's crazy.
Excellence these kids doesn't matter anymore. Excellence doesn't matter. It doesn't equate anymore. Excellence is a hate word.
If anybody out there has got the time, Google Matt Walsh, What is a Woman? It's an 1.5-hour documentary. I think it costs like $3 or something to watch it. It is well worth your time. He goes out all across the nation. He's a very conservative commentator, and it is a documentary, and it's entitled What is a Woman? He sits down with a transvestite who identifies as a woman, who is a man, but identifies as a woman, and has been self-identified as a wolf since he was 11 years old. He goes and hangs out at wolf preserves because he can communicate with the wolves, and he's a transvestite who was a man who now says he's a woman, but he's also a wolf.
I'm confused.
Normal people are. Normal sensible people are. But they're conning the system. And they're not. There's no end to it, y'all. You're letting people get away with this stuff. You watch Jeopardy. I love Jeopardy. Me and Nadine will watch Jeopardy, and we'll answer some questions sometimes. Sometimes don't do so good. I like Jeopardy. They got a transvestite on there who is a man pretending to be a woman, and they are all going along with this farce. They're all her name. His name is Amy. He goes by Amy. That's his name. Wears a dress, got the hair and everything. So, man, I knew it was a man about 2 days. I saw it one day and I said, dang, that's weird. I don't really like. About the second day I figured it out. It was, man, finally he come out. But that's on Jeopardy. That's supposed to be one of the intellectual, gathering places for people to go and stretch their minds and challenge their minds trying to answer questions. And then there's Amy standing in there answering questions. Everybody calls her Amy. And that stupid Ken Jennings, he did. I think he wants to go home with Amy and live with Amy. He's lapping her up so much. But they're pretending that this man is a woman. It's a smart man, but pretending to be a woman, and everybody's going along with the con. Everybody's going along with it. I don't know. I don't know. It's supposedly intellectual people, supposedly smart people that go along with the con. And it baffles me. I mean, I got a high school education, basically what I got. I got some life experiences that a lot of people haven't got. But I know better than that, y'all. I'm smarter than that.
Well, here's
Floyd, we want to hear from you a little bit later on tonight and tell us something that makes us laugh. A bookie story, and it's got to happen tonight. We need to laugh. But let me throw a little bit more gas on the fire to let people know how serious things are. You know what the lead story on the news in Dothan, Alabama was tonight?
No.
Harvest Church could close and members evicted, the lawsuit claims. Harvest Church could close and members evicted, lawsuit claims. Let me briefly tell you what's going on. One of Dothan's largest churches could be shut down and its members evicted, according to a lawsuit. Harvest Church filed that suit against United Methodist Church leadership on November 10th and fear the denomination will take over its Foster Street campus.
All right, Charlie.
Right here in Dothan, Alabama.
United Methodist. You ready for this? United Methodist Church. Are they affiliated with it?
They are more independent than they are affiliated with it, but let me run it through its seldom affiliates. Though it seldom affiliates itself with the United Methodist Church, leadership on the November 10th filed that in fear that they could lose the campus. Though it seldom affiliates itself with the denomination, Harvest is a Methodist church growing from 3 families in the mid-1990s to its current membership of about 3,000. It is recognized for trailblazing contemporary worship and come as you are atmosphere. Per the suit, Harvest has substantial fear that the United Methodist Church will commandeer the church, though through, except for a one-time donation. In other words, United Methodist Church gave them some money. I'll paraphrase what I think's going on here. Gave them some money way back when, and that helped purchase that property on Foster Street.
Yep.
Now they're calling in the note on a one-time deal. Isn't that what it sounds like to you, Marvin?
Very much so. Very much so. And hey, ironically, this week, United Methodist Church elevated their first openly gay bishop. This week, first ever transvestite United Methodist pastor goes by the name Ms. Pentecost. If you don't believe me, Google both of it. You can pull up a video of Ms. Pentecost. It is a man in drag proclaiming to be a woman, preaching a sermon from a pulpit in Texas, I believe it is. Both United Methodist Church. First openly gay bishop elevated, and the first transvestite pastor, Ms. Pentecost. Look them both up if you don't believe me. And this week in the news, the Mormon Church has now sanctioned same-sex marriage.
Oh, boy.
That's what's going on in the world of religion right now.
That's it. Organized religion.
Well,
That's where it's at.
if y'all will allow me, I want to go back to this what I was talking about in this athletics, because girls athletics is got a special place in my heart. Y'all know that. Y'all know that. Y'all know my oldest daughter, the one that I lost. Y'all know what an athlete she was. I know how hard we fought, because back in them days, girls athletics didn't get anything. And I remember Title IX, and we did whatever we could do to try to buy uniforms and all that kind of stuff. And I'm going to tell you something, to a little girl, from the time they're old enough to understand what competition is, to a little girl, they put everything they got into going to compete in whatever sport it is. If it's running like that cross country race, that little girl has put in hours and hours and hours and hours of disciplined training for a child, and then to go and have something stolen away from her by a boy that couldn't make it. I mean, I can remember some of the trips riding home from a gymnastic meet or a softball game or a basketball game or tennis match or whatever, where we didn't win. Well, let me tell you something. It was a long, long ride. There was many, many tears, and they put all they have into it. It's important to them. And the leaders of these school systems are letting these children get robbed of their opportunity, because they don't have backbone enough to stand up and do the right thing.
That's right.
I mean, it just bothers me. That's all I'm gonna say on that. To you, if any of them out there watching, I know you had a picture of a little. I think it was a little boy that was watching this, Marvin. But if there's any little girls out there watching this, or you parents and grandparents out there that's got little girls that's competing, wherever it is, let me tell you something, dude. You keep getting them out there, and you keep getting them competing. You keep them motivated and pumped up, and you keep pushing them and let them go and let them compete and let them learn. But whatever you do, you fight that they have a fair ground to compete on.
Queasel, I heard a preacher say this one time. He said, "It's right to fight when you fight for the right."
That's true.
And I agree with you. I agree with you wholeheartedly on that. All right, boys, we got to move on. It's done 8:38, and it's that time. Yeah.
Oh, no.
Trivia time. Charlie Platt and the Dirt Road Sports Show right here, brought to us by Southern Hissy Fits, Embroiders, Tees, Tumblers, Gifts, and more. 109 West College Street in Colquitt, Georgia. Home to all of the logoed official Charlie Platt and the Dirt Road Sports Show memorabilia and swag. You can get it right there at Southern Hissy Fits on the square. Call them 229-726-4825. And there will be tonight one lucky winner of a Charlie Platt and the Dirt Road Sports Show enameled logoed mug. We need you to text the answer to 229-254-5060. Correct answer and your name. Correct answer and your name. 229-254-5060. If you've previously won a mug, please help us out and allow someone else the opportunity to win. Here's the question for tonight. In the movie American Graffiti, what was the name of the road that John Milner and Bob Falfa went to drag race on? In the movie American Graffiti, what was the name of the road that John Milner and Bob Falfa went to drag race on? Trivia time. Charlie Platt and the Dirt Road Sports Show. Text your answer 229-254-5060 and text me your name as well. If you've won previously, please give someone else the chance to do so. Oh, looks like we might have a winner here.
Might.
Hold on. Oh, yeah. Yes, sir, buddy. Got it right out of the gate. He's been trying for I don't know how long to win a mug, and he finally did it. The answer to the question is Paradise Road. Paradise Road. And the winner is none other than Queasel's nephew, Holden Richardson.
How about that?
How did that boy know that question?
I don't know.
His uncle.
I don't know.
He got his brain.
Hey, I'm going to look back here. He's been trying to win a mug since August the 27th. And finally tonight, he got him the one. Holden, congratulations. You have won your mug. You can either let us know if you want us to get it to you or if you want to swing by Southern Hissy Fits on the square and pick it up. You can do that as well. Just let us know. Big shout out tonight to our winner, Mr. Holden Richardson. He is the winner of our mug tonight and the trivia time here on Charlie Platt and the Dirt Road Sports Show. Guys, got a few pictures I want to show right here real quick. Some food this week. There's a meal from the Floyd B. Lloyd household right there.
Whoa!
Good looking tomato gravy, yellow rice, ham, and fresh homemade from scratch biscuits and milk. And then here's one right here, man, from the Pickle Estate, from the Pickle Estate, Harmony Church Road, right there, Mr. Charles Pickle. Son, I want to tell you what, he sent it to me the other night, and I was in Tifton, and I salivated all the way home, just holding the picture up and looking at it, and my lips watered all the way home, 2 hours from Tifton. And then here's one from the Platt Estate, a nice ribeye steak and a baked potato.
Let's give a shout out to my buddy Ricky, Matt, and Zach McLean. McLean's Restaurant in Daleville, Alabama, is the best beef in Alabama according to competition from the Alabama Cattlemen's Association.
Wow.
The best beef, a ribeye steak that you ain't gonna beat nowhere. Aged about 45 days, boys.
Yeah.
And
that was 15 minutes before Charlie went in to eat the steak. There was his steak grazing right there.
Rested.
That's fresh beef, boys. Fresh beef there.
Yeah. That's out the front door here where we're at Gray Hodges Park. That is sunset over here at the old house.
Guys, look right here. I was going to church last night, and I wanted to show y'all. I had to do a U-turn in the middle of the highway to capture this photograph. Now, this, to me, this was just one of the best photographs I've seen in a while. That was in Mayhaw, the heart of Mayhaw, Georgia, yesterday evening, right before church time. That old bulldog.
And Marvin, I've been studying on that right there. That's a sign.
What you mean?
That's a sign. What kind of dog is that?
A bulldog. He's on top.
Where is he at?
He's on top of the hay bale right there. Oh, man. Yeah, that's pretty good right there now. I will give you that. Guys, I want to do something a little different right now. I know we're getting ready for Floyd's short list coming up here, and I want to end on that. But I want to do something a little different right now. I know next week, I want to go ahead and let all of y'all know we will not be live next Thursday night on Thanksgiving. Go pull up a rerun and watch it. If you want to watch us next Thursday night, you can go to our YouTube channel, but we will not be live. But I want to do something a thing right now. You know, Thanksgiving is about giving thanks with a grateful heart. What God's done for us. That's the reason that the Pilgrims and the Indians, and they had their first Thanksgiving was to thank God. And you know, if we really take the Bible in sincerity, Thanksgiving ought to be all the time. And I'd like for us to just spend, if you will, if y'all indulge, let's spend about 5 minutes here before we get into some humor before we go out. And I want to talk about some things we're thankful for. And I'd love to see our audience light up these comments with things in your life that you are publicly thankful for. Your Bible says we're to give honor and to give thanks to God, and we're to be thankful for whatever it is, the simple things, the big things, the everything in between. And so I'd like for us to spend about 5 minutes talking about things that we're thankful for in our lives, and I'd love to see our audience. I'd like to see these comments lit up with things that you're thankful for in your life and are not ashamed to say it. Floyd, take off the
man. First of all, I'm thankful that of where I live. This is where I grew up. My family goes way back. This place has a special meaning to me and to my wife. We grew up here. We lived here. We grew up. We know so many people here. We have so many friends. We have so many friends, and we have an abundance of friends. something that a lot of people don't have if you live in a big city somewhere. You isolated, but we have so many friends, people that we love. We have wonderful neighbors. We it's it we just it's unbelievable that the way that the people in this community stand up for one another. And I'm just going to give you an example of how we function here in Miller County. This is how it works right here. Uh, I'm thankful for this home that we live in, that my wife and I have lived in, that's ours. That's ours. We can say it's ours. And this place that we live in, down the street down here, there's a widow woman that goes to Marvin's Church, Miss Mary Jean Hope. She works in her yards all the time when she's able. She works when she feels like it. And I always stop and talk to Mary Jean. And she's got her lawnmower out there, and she's got a sweeper behind her. She's got these pine trees in her yard. First thing she'll do is go out there and she'll pick up pine cones. Then she'll sweep with her sweeper. I stopped there the other day and I said, "Hey, Mary Jean," I said, "what's going on?" "I'm getting this pine straw." I said, "What you gonna do with it?" She said, "You want it?" I said, "Yeah, I'll take it." She said, "Well, you can have it." I said, "Come pick it up and it's yours." I bet you it was $50 worth of pine straw that never had been in a bale. It fell out of a tree. Beautiful pine straw. One more thing I'm going to tell you about where we live in this community. I was in the grocery store yesterday. To pick and say, we got one grocery store in town. I was in the grocery store. I was in there. I had my buggy, and this black lady came in there, and she was over at a frozen where the frozen hens were. Y'all know what hens? If y'all know anything about cooking, you know what a hen will do. A hen will make some dressing that'll knock your socks off. And she said, "I want me 2 of these hens." And she said, I said, "Where's your buggy?" She said, "I left it up at the front." She said, I want these 2 hens, and they ain't got but 2 left, so I want to get them. I want to make sure. Said, "I'm scared when I come back, somebody will be done got them." I said, "I tell you what you do." I said, "You go get your buggy, you put your hens right here." I said, "I'm going to stand here and guard them until you get back." There and guarded them hens, them fat hens, until she got back. And she and I bonded because she and I both knew that the other one was okay.
That's
That
right.
we were God-fearing
That's
people,
right.
that we loved God, and we loved this community where we lived, and we didn't have any animosity towards anybody. So that's just it. I mean, I can go on and on and
Oh, yeah.
on and on about that, but that's just a couple of little deals right there.
How
Things
about
that
it,
I'm thankful
Queasel?
for.
Queasel?
Well, I got so much I can be thankful for. We ain't got enough time to tell it, but the first thing I'm gonna have to be say that I'm thankful for my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ and what He has done for me, and I'm thankful that He saw something in a piece of trash like me. But I'm so thankful that He gave me a second chance. He gave me salvation. He loved me enough to die on the cross for me. I'm thankful for that. I'm thankful for my wife and family, which I would be nothing without. But I'm thankful for diverticulitis. I'd have to say right now, that's
Come on.
probably one of the most things in my life that I've ever been thankful for. I'm thankful for diverticulitis, and I'm thankful for a man named Homer Breckenridge III. I'm thankful that he's hard-headed and bullheaded and made me do some unnecessary stuff to take tests that everybody told me was unnecessary. But through him and that diverticulitis, they found that I had cancer. And I'm thankful for a man by the name of Dr. Bryant Williams over in Dothan, Alabama, that he sent me to, who told me, he said, "You don't worry about it. We're fixing to fix this." And he done surgery on me and removed the kidney and got rid of the cancer. I'm thankful for all those nurses and those other doctors and all at that hospital that looked after me. And I could go on. I'm thankful for my job. Believe it or not, I'm thankful that I got the boss that I got. I'm thankful for so many different things, but I would have to say that the Lord, my family, and diverticulitis would have to be the 3 things that I'm the most thankful for right now. Because if
That's
it hadn't
pretty
been for
good.
that diverticulitis, we'd have never done that CAT scan, and it would have never made it. That never would have known that I had cancer. And this time next year, y'all might have been doing the show without old Queasel. So I am so thankful to God Almighty above.
Charlie?
Same with Queasel, thankful for the mercy and grace of our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. That's number one. Without that, we ain't got nothing to be hopeful
Mm-hmm.
for. And I thank the good Lord for allowing me to do some crazy things and work at with some crazy people
Mm-hmm.
and some very famous people, but yet also letting me know the importance of the friendship that I have with the three guys on this screen with me
Mm-hmm.
and literally thousands of other people. It means everything. I have been blessed in so many ways. Had a kind of like Queasel. I didn't have the diverticulitis, but I had bursitis in my shoulder and was taking some high-powered steroids for that, and I think that kind of brought on that last heart attack that had me with. God bless me, one of the best surgeons that's ever practiced in the United States of America. I'd have to go anywhere. He was right here in Dothan, Alabama. Become good friends with him and watch him go through and into another life, into eternity with pancreatic cancer.
Mm.
But there was blessings in all of it for everybody all the way around. Like Floyd will say a little bit later on, when you go to bed tonight, start thanking him, and you'll go to sleep
Amen.
long time before you get finished.
That's
And
right.
that is the bottom line, Marvin.
Well, I'm kind of like Fanny Crosby. She was blind and wrote 8,000 songs. One of her famous songs was "Count Your Many Blessings, Name Them One by One. Count your many blessings, see what God has done." Man, I'm a blessed, way beyond what I deserve. Blessed. I'm married way above. I'm married
Mm,
way above. God blessed me with a great family. I grew up with a great mom and daddy. Got great family, in-laws, outlaws. I got a wonderful, blessed church family that loves me. Got a great job. I got a great bunch of friends. I am overly blessed, and to God be all the glory, laud, and honor, because this all comes from Him above, and I am thankful for it, and I'm thankful to Him for every piece of mercy and every piece of blessing that He sends my way. Guys, I want to remind you tonight. We have a good time. We love to cut up and we love to pick on folks, and we love to talk politics, but we want to encourage you this week. Give thanks with a grateful heart and let you know that God is good and God loves you.
It's that time once again. Time for Floyd's Short Lists and More. Brought to you by Berry Hill Auctioneers. Berry Hill Auctioneers, our sponsor in exclusivity and perpetuity of the great, the world famous Floyd's Short Lists and More. And now, please make welcome Mr. Floyd B. Lloyd.
Thank you, Marvin. Thank you for that intro, man. Always a pleasure to be on with y'all. Time's running out on us. I'm gonna kind of keep it short tonight. I'm gonna tell y'all. I'm gonna tell you a little bit of short list here, and I'm gonna get in a little story, true story. Of course, they all true. So another true story. Short list. Very short list. Y'all listen to me. And listen, if some of you Democrats out there listening, call in. Just pop up on our screen here. Tell us how wrong we are. Here's one short list: Bible quoting Democrats that actually believe in the Bible. They don't believe. No. Abortion, gay rights, same-sex marriage, transvestites. We all for all of that. We all for you getting up and going to work every day and working hard, and we for taking everything you got. That's what we for. I said, if you want to argue, we'll argue about it. Here one other than Barry Barack Hussein Obama. Do y'all know who that is? Y'all know who Barry Barack Hussein Obama? The man with 7 different social security numbers. He's had
Mac
7
Daddy.
security numbers. Other than Barry Barack Obama and his wife Michelle Michael Obama, people on Martha's Vineyard, people on Martha's Vineyard that have ever eaten Popeye's fried chicken.
Oh.
Where y'all at on Martha's Vineyard? I know there's somebody on Martha's Vineyard. They need to call in. How many of y'all folks on Martha's Vineyard?
All right, we got somebody on the line. They may be. Are you from Martha's Vineyard? Hello? Yeah.
Can't hear, Bobby.
I'm not sure. You just called in live on Charlie Platt and the Dirt Road Sports Show. Okay, well you just got Charlie Platt and the Dirt Road Sports. You're live all across the nation, going on live.
You done with him, Marvin, or what you gonna do with him?
We got you off. It was a wrong number. Trying to call her youngin', and she got the wrong number.
Where'd you call screener tonight, Marvin? Did you call screener off tonight taking a coffee break?
I can't.
Did I tell y'all this? Did I tell y'all this one? Did I tell you this one? Other than Barry Barack Hussein Obama and Michelle Michael Obama,
Hit the rewind on that. I don't think everybody got that.
Other than Barry Barack Hussein Obama and Michelle Michael Obama, people on Martha's Vineyard that have ever eaten Popeye's fried chicken. We'll make sure y'all got that. I didn't know if they cut me off on that or not. I'm sorry.
Short list, yeah.
This is a short right here. Names of Joe Biden's cabinet members that are not insane. Democrats that have a sense of humor. Drop box and mail-in ballots that vote for Republicans.
Ooh.
How many of them has tipped over to the Republican side when they start counting them and pull them out from under the tables and out of trunks of cars? Y'all want to argue with that? We'll talk about that too if you want to talk about that. Here's another one right here. Oh man, this all. Churches that Reverend Al Sharpton has ever served as a pastor. Name me a church where Al Sharpton has ever served as a pastor.
Hey, Floyd, how about this one?
He's a reverend.
Yeah. How about this one? Number of people that Al Sharpton has ever baptized.
That's yeah. You come in with some names on that. I'd love to call out some names on that. Names of the people that Al Sharpton has ever anointed with oil and washed their feet.
Look at him.
Some of you Holy Roller folks out there that listening in there, you Democrats. Democrats that have any sense of shame. They have no sense of humor and no sense of shame. But a true story, I'm going to go ahead and do one true story. It's going to be a short story. It's about Marvin. When Marvin was in the 3rd grade. Marvin's always been incredible. Marvin's always been ahead of the curve. Always ahead of the curve. So anyway, he was in his teacher. I can't remember what the teacher's name was, but anyway, I heard this story about
Irene Driggers.
What was her name?
Irene Driggers.
It was Irene Driggers. He went to Miss Irene and said, I want to be in the 5th grade. I want to be in the 5th grade. He had a buddy. What was your buddy's name that was 2 grades ahead of you in the 5th grade that was so smart?
Boyd Evans.
Boyd Evans. I want to be like, I'm as smart as Boyd Evans. I'm as smart as Boyd Evans. He's in the 5th grade. I want to be in the 5th grade. I'm as smart as Boyd Evans. Put me in the 5th grade. And she got tired of it. Miss Driggers got tired of it. She said, Barbie, you're not smart enough to go to the 5th grade. He said, ask me some questions. So anyway, she started asking him all these questions about, what's 7 times 7? More Marvin, he popping them answers off like that. Who's the third president of the United States? Marvin popping them answers off, just everything like that. Hey, what's the square root of 9? Boy, Marvin, he hit that answer. Man, he was all over the place. He was answering every question that Miss Driggers asked him. She said, we're going to see the principal. She said, we're going to see the principal. Says, I'm going to get the principal to ask you a bunch of questions. Said, he's going to ask you some questions. But man, he went there with the principal. The principal asked him all kind of questions. Said, who sunk the Bismarck? What ship was the Yorktown? What war was the Yorktown sunk in? Now Marvin just pow. He was just answering them questions. And the principal, he was looking at it, he said, I'm gonna tell you, Miss Rigger said he's smart. She said, no, he ain't that smart. I said, no. So we're not sending Marvin to the 5th grade. He's gonna stay in the 3rd grade. So she said, let me ask him 4 questions. She said, let me ask him 4 questions. If he can answer these 4 questions, she said, I'll make a reconsider. She said, okay, Marvin. She says, I want you to name a word that starts with F and ends with K. Marvin said, 5 truck. Well, quick now. She said, okay. She said, here's another one. She said, what does a dog do that you step in? Marvin said, pants. Dog pants. I stepped in. She went shaking head. He said, okay. He said, what do your pants have in them that I don't have in mine? I said, pockets. The last one said, okay, Marvin. She said, what does a cow have 4 of that I only have 2 of? Marvin said, legs. Old principal looked at her. He said, I'm going to tell you, Miss Trigger. He said, I missed them last 4 questions myself. He said, I thought we need to go ahead and That's it.
That was pretty good. Charlie, before you take it, tell us the weather and then take us home.
Oh, how can I do that after that?
Oh,
mercy. Put another log on the fire because in the morning it's going to get on down there. We're looking at anywhere. It says what, 34.
Well, that's Friday. That's tomorrow night, and tonight it's
tomorrow,
supposed to get down to 29.
Okay, that's what I was thinking, but I think this weather service don't realize that 34 is some spots, but it's going to be in the high 20s in a lot of locations tomorrow morning. And then we've got some open weather. This forecast, it does not mention it, but I do suspect that on Sunday, somewhere around the Sunday, early Monday morning, we could see some showers there, and we got more chances of rain coming in on Tuesday, and will be with us probably through midweek and even Thanksgiving and the day after. We're looking at a frontal system coming through to give us more rain. Temperature, though, look at that. It's going to be nice. 58 tomorrow, 56, 54 on Sunday. The overnight lows are not that bad. Nothing in the mid 20s or upper 20s. We're going to be okay as far as the overnight lows are concerned. But get ready for some more rain. We need it. We'll take it. We thank the good Lord for every drop that we've had here the last couple of weeks. No show a week from tonight. Let me share this. The biggest night in wrestling that I was in for so many years was Thanksgiving. Folks would sit around, eat turkey, they'd watch some ball games, and then by late afternoon, wasn't a whole lot to do. In Georgia, the Omni was always on Thanksgiving night, and it would sell out every year. So,
Charlie, what about this? We just don't have a show, but let's have a wrestling match.
Yeah.
That would be, yeah. I'll be happy to help with that. We'll put that together. Now, it was a big night for us. I don't think so in the wrestling business. I want to thank everybody for watching, and being loving toward us. We love y'all, and we just do this because it's the four of us. We're friends, and we get together once a week. Sometimes we can get together more than once a week, but this is something we started way back in 2020, of all things, during the COVID days, and we appreciate y'all staying with us and sharing a lot of our thoughts and a lot of our beliefs. Pray for this nation. I just don't know how much more of some of this stuff the good Lord's going to take and put up with. He's put up with a lot, and it might be getting time here in a few years to put it all to an end. That's what the back of the book says, Marvin.
That's
And
right.
and we just want folks to know we love you and pray for you, pray for us, and pray for this nation, Queasel.
Hey, Charlie. Hey, I agree. I'm appreciate everybody letting us come in and spend a little time with us. I want to tell you, Marvin throwed us a curveball tonight. Not a single one of us knew that he was going to ask us to talk about something that we needed to be thankful for. But I am so glad that he did, because as I was telling y'all what I was thankful for, when I was laying over in that hospital bed, there was a Bible story that come to my mind when I was laying over there trying to get better, get good enough to come home. And since that, the fishing reverend has even preached. He preached an outstanding sermon on this story. And Marvin, you have to watch Marvin. Marvin's slick about the way he wants to get in, but Marvin's message is serious. We need to be thankful for what we've done. There's a story in the Bible where Jesus healed 10 lepers. Killed 10 of them. Nine of them went on down the road and ain't just went on about their business, but they was that one that come back and said thank you. They was that one that come back and thanked Jesus for healing him. And I can remember laying in that bed and thinking that I had to be sure that I was that one. I still thank him every day. I thank him. And I'm just glad he brought it up. It's you don't have to look forward for something to be thankful about.
That's right.
And I know Thursday, every family's coming in and it's going to be stressful getting ready or going or doing or whatever. But you need to take a little bit of time just to sit around the table as a family and give thanks that you was able to do that. And in closing, Charlie hit on it. We need to pray for this nation. But I'll tell you something. Old Queasel fit to tell you something that I'm finally beginning to realize, and it's easing my mind a little bit about the shape we in. Listen to what I'm fitting to tell you. We can do whatever we want to do, but normal ain't coming back. Jesus is.
That's right.
That's who we need to prepare for. All right, Floyd.
Yes, well, I'm going to take it short and sweet. Y'all know what I'm going to say, but I'm going to say it to you again. Exercise your Second Amendment right. Be armed at all times. Surround yourself with like-minded people. Be vigilant of your surroundings. And go to sleep, lay down in your bed tonight and start thanking God for everything he's done for you today, just today. And you'll be asleep before you run out of thanks. Go ahead, Mark.
Guys, we want to thank y'all for tuning us in tonight. It's a privilege and an honor, and we're thankful for y'all tuning us in each and every week. I want to give a big shout out. The background that I have there is a South Alabama sunset or sunrise. I don't know which one, over a cotton field. One of our viewers sent it in, and I used it as my backdrop tonight, and I appreciate you for sharing that picture with me. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. God's creation right there. Also want to give a big shout out to one of our main supporters. He mentions us every week on his show, and want to encourage you, when you're not watching Charlie Platt and the Dirt Road Sports Show, check out our friend Matt Bracewell at Creation and Compost on Facebook. Common sense and biblical values. I promise you'll find it right there. Our scripture this week says, my salvation and my honor depend on God. He is my mighty rock and my refuge. Guys, we want to remind you next week is Thanksgiving. We want to encourage you to be thankful always, and always be thankful for the goodness and the mercy and the grace of God. I want to encourage you, if you where you can, go to church this Sunday and give God the thanks that he is due. Don't forget, we will not be live next Thursday on Thanksgiving night. We want to wish, on behalf of all the Charlie Platt and the Dirt Road Sports Show crew, we want to wish all of you a happy Thanksgiving. We will be back live and in color, Lord willing, and the creek don't rise, on Thursday night, December the 1st, live and in color, right back here on Facebook and YouTube. Guys, y'all know we love you. Happy Thanksgiving to all of you. And don't you ever forget this. Ever forget this. No matter what you do in life, always be particular. Good night, guys. We love y'all.
Good night.
See y'all.